Hi, this is Shayna Hiller from Build Your Personal Yoga Business, and today I'm going to share the top 5 tips to increase student retention in public yoga classes. This is a direct question that I received from one of you, and if you don't know, now you know that if you have a specific topic that you would like for me to cover, all you have to do is add it in the comments and voila, like magic, you get to receive. So this question is applying to teaching public yoga in a studio. There is an answer to this question too. For example, how do I attract a loyal following of retreat participants that keep coming back year after year? Or how do I increase my following online, for example, for online courses? There's a different answer for all of that. This answer is going to be specifically for public group yoga classes. How do you get the same people wanting more of you and coming back to your classes? So the first tip that I'll give is to avoid spreading yourself thin. You may think that by teaching at more studios, you have a greater chance of increasing your following, but the opposite is likely true because you're too easily available. I used to teach at 5, 6 studios, and first of all, I was running around all the time. It wasn't very relaxing for me, and it felt very random in terms of my following and very just not the same people, maybe here and there. It wasn't until I narrowed down my teaching to just one studio, it could be 1, it could be 2, that my following grew, because there were less places that people could find me, so they're all going to come to that one place. So that is number 1. It's going to help you increase your following and also decrease your stress so that you can focus on nurturing your students at just 1 or maybe 2 studios. Second tip for increasing student retention is to learn your students' names. If you don't know your students' names, ask them. Go to the front desk when they're signing in, watch the sign-up sheet. If there's somebody who does come to your class often and you forget their name, go up to them and ask. It happens to me all the time. You simply go up, say, hey, I know you, I just forget your name, can you remind me? Or if you see a bunch of new people in your class, go up to them, or should I say announce to the class, hey, if I don't know you, feel free to come up after class and introduce yourself. There's something very special and very powerful that happens in the brain when you hear your name called. It means that you are being seen. It creates a deeper sense of intimacy and a personal relationship with that person, even in a group class. That is actually what one of my favorite formative yoga teachers back in the day in New York City did. I don't even know how she remembered my name, because there would be like 60 or 70 people in the class, and it's as if every single person got a shout out in the class, and it really kept me coming back. So I share that from personal experience and also from experience teaching and doing my best to remember my students' names. Because I've had a loyal following now for over 10 years, and this is from switching studios. I was teaching mainly at one studio, they closed, and then I shifted to another studio, and it's actually the same people from the previous studio who now come to this one. So tried and true. Third tip is to try your best to teach a similar style of yoga every single time. You may think that you need to know or teach restorative and yin and power and vinyasa and breathwork and this and that. What's your specialty? What's your style? You do not need to reinvent the wheel every single time that you teach. You have a framework or a structure that people, I want to say, expect in a way they like. So do your best to keep things consistent. I teach vinyasa yoga. It's not the exact same sequence every single time, but it's pretty similar. And as much as I'd like to get super creative and out there and change it up, again, unless that's your thing, unless people know you as, oh, we never know what we're going to get, let's see what it is today, simplify. Again, this is coming from my experience. I used to practice a very set sequence that I really loved. I used to go to teachers who I kind of knew what to expect, so I knew I'm going to get all my postures in. So try to be consistent with the style that you're teaching. So again, it's very clear, aha, I'm going to go to Shayna's class and I know I'm going to get my Surya Namaskar A. I know I'm going to get my Surya Namaskar B. I'm going to get my standing postures. I'm going to get my twists. I'm going to do a little bit of core work. I'm going to get some inversions, a nice yummy yin practice at the end, and lots of time in Shavasana and always meditation. This kind of leads me to another tip, which is to start to tune into your signature sauce. What is unique about you, aside from the style of yoga you teach? So there may be a personal flair that you add into your classes, whether it's offering a Dharma talk in the beginning, which I always suggest as an invitation to weave the deeper philosophical teachings of yoga into your class. Maybe you like to sing or chant, or maybe there is a special instrument that you play at the beginning or the end of the class. So whether or not you are consciously aware of it, there is something special, unique about you, and it probably requires a little bit of courage and vulnerability to add that to your classes. But for now, just open your mind to consider that you have a secret sauce. You have something that only you have, and it really is your energy and your presence that keeps students coming back. It's not just about teaching a perfect sequence or mastering, memorizing the alignment of a posture. It's your energy. And speaking of energy, the final tip that I'll share for now is to bring your body toward your students. It does not have to be hands-on. It can be a gentle hands-on assist. You do not have to be a master hands-on assist, but if you are only in the front of the room and there's people in the back of the room, there's a great distance energetically between you, and circulating the room, walking around the room, offering even gentle energy, hovering in Shavasana. It doesn't have to be, again, hands-on, using aromatherapy or essential oils, but definitely getting close to your students, walking around the room so, again, they can feel you holding that space. I'm going to give you one more tip, a bonus tip, because it's coming in from source right now. So we're not doing 5, we're doing 6. The final tip is, if you have a mailing list, which I encourage you to have if you do desire to grow your yoga and wellness business, is at the end of class, invite people to come up and leave their email address and send weekly emails. Hey, if you liked this class, I have an email list and I will notify you of upcoming classes and workshops and events, and have that list be dedicated just for your yoga students. You might even want to email them on a weekly basis or bi-weekly, whatever works for you, with some wisdom teaching, something about the depths of yoga, or diving into a specific posture, or some sort of a theory that resonates with you that you want to share. So you're building a real relationship with your students. The more that you get really curious and start to care about your students, guess what? It's reflected back, and they want more of you because you are sharing your unique wisdom, you're paying attention, you're remembering their names, you are inviting them. You may assume that if somebody wants more of you, that they're going to come up and ask you how they can get more of you. It's better off that you initiate, that you take that first step to invite your students to learn more from you. And I think that's it. I think that's all for now. As I mentioned, there's more. I'm sure there's more that wants to be downloaded right now, but meditate on this, digest this, see how this goes. And again, if you have any more questions, or if you have more insight or something that has worked for you to increase your student retention, definitely leave it in the comments, because that's going to serve all of us. So again, if you have any other topics that you'd like for me to cover, leave it in the comments. Happy teaching. Please acknowledge yourself for the work that you're doing to support our planet in becoming a more balanced, peaceful, healthier place. It's a big deal, and you deserve to thrive for it. So see you in the next video. Namaste.